Hello, my name is Martin Fahn, and I am a solutions architect with CalLogic Software. In this video demonstration, we'll be talking about backup and restore of a Microsoft SQL single copy cluster using ECX. Assuming the shared database resides on a LUN from a supported storage platform, in this example, Pure Storage, ECX can drive copy automation of that database by coalescing the application through the correct active node within the cluster. This will ensure that an application consistent snapshot is taken and cataloged on the storage array in which the shared volumes reside. But it's during the restore operation where the orchestration really shines, as one cannot simply mount the LUN snapshot back to the original cluster without creating a conflict between disk signatures. To avoid this signature conflict, ECX allows you to orchestrate the process of mounting the copy to a proxy node where it will resignature the disk before mounting it back to the originally intended cluster. Let's check this out in a demonstration. We'll first configure our SQL cluster by registering all the nodes within the cluster to ECX. To do so, click the Configure tab and register a new application server of type SQL for each node in the cluster. Type a hostname and IP address for each node, and select whether the node is virtual or physical. If the node is virtual, select the vCenter server under which that node resides. Finally, select existing credentials or create a new credential that has admin privileges for both the operating system as well as the SQL database on that server. By default, upon completion of the registration, an inventory job will run and perform a discovery of every database on the server and map the Windows volumes on which those databases reside to their corresponding storage volume on the storage array. Once the inventory process has completed, define a backup job for the SQL database by going to the Jobs tab. Expand the database section and right-click on the SQL type. In the context menu, you can see all the operations you can perform, such as backup, restore, and inventory. Select backup. Choose the correct template depending on the architecture SQL is configured with. In this example, we are using a failover cluster. Expand the site and database instance containing the databases you are looking to protect. Note that those databases that do not have checkbox selections next to them signify that ECX was not able to resolve their underlying storage LUNs to a supported storage array registered to the enterprise configuration. In this example, all databases within the cluster reside on Pure Storage. Select the SLA policy that you would like to associate with this job and provide a job name. Optional parameters like running pre and postscripts and performing transaction log backups for point-in-time restore can be configured using the advanced and log backup settings respectively. Finally, click the Create Job button to create the backup job. An example backup job has been previously created and run to show the orchestration task performed when a database is protected. In this example, databases are discovered on the application server, and the LUNs on which they reside are resolved to Pure Storage volumes. From here, ECX can perform the necessary orchestration to coalesce the database and ultimately take a storage snapshot on Pure to capture an application consistent snapshot of that database. During restore operations, these snapshots can be mounted as LUNs to the original or alternate database server. To define a restore, right-click on the SQL database object in the Jobs tab and select Restore from the context menu. Select the Restore application and choose the template for restore. Select the database that you would like to recover by expanding the tree in the Application Browse section. Choose the copy location containing the database that you would like to restore and select a version. By default, the latest snapshot will be restored, but you can manually select a catalog version through the drop-down list. Finally, select a destination instance that you would like to recover the database to. You can type in a new database name, for example, restore test_db, to have multiple versions of that database available in parallel with your production copy. When recovering back to the original cluster instance, in order to avoid disk-signature conflicts, ECX allows you to specify a separate Windows server on which to resignature the LUN before mounting it back to the cluster. Advanced options within the restore window allow for further customization, such as instructions for recovering to a standby or uncommitted state so as to apply additional transaction logs, overriding an existing database with the same name, naming mount points, and storage options that allow you to define the protocol priority for mounting the LUN on the SAN. A previously run restore job outlines the tasks taken during the restore operation. In it, you will see that once the snapshot has been located on the storage array, it will be mounted to the proxy node for resignaturing, and then mounted back to the original cluster servers where the database will be restored and registered to the database instance. From here, you can RDP into the server and verify that your database is ready to perform whatever tests or queries are necessary. ECX will designate the restore job with a status of resource active to indicate that there are temporary elements created on the storage and within the database instance to make this copy available. Through the Actions menu in the Job Details screen, you can remove these elements and clean up via Cancel Restore or make the elements permanent. As you can see, Cancel Restore will delete the database and dismount any temporary LUNs created during the restore process within the storage array. And upon refreshing the list of available databases within the SQL instance, we can now see that our restore test DB database is no longer available. For additional information on how ECX can help you manage data copies in your enterprise, visit our website at www.calogicsoftware.com. Thank you.